But it's not a presumptive right.
Okay.
But they should allow discovery of evidence for these kids, because the results, the effects are so onerous on men.
Okay, so let's say that that's true, that those are there. Are you saying that this particular judge has exercised his discretion against allowing discovery in a vast majority of cases, or 50% of cases, or 2% of cases?
I don't know. I haven't researched it, so I don't know the answer.
Okay.
But I would say that my guess would be yes.
Oh, your guess would be yes. Okay, I'm going to write that yes. So, I think it's important. Everything you're saying is important. It has value. You need everybody to come back here, and your group has everybody to come back here. Your group has been here many other times, including the male nominees. Perhaps not during this past, not this past 2-year term, that's possible. And maybe not on the domestic violence issue. That's possible also. I believe that your group has been here for custody matters regarding prior nominees. Be that as it may. My background is as a domestic violence attorney on behalf of people who have claimed abuse. I've also defended people who've been falsely accused. I think that you have every right to be here. You're welcome to come back. I don't think it's an appropriate use of counselor's question time to abuse members of the public who come here with name calling. And I don't agree with everything you have to say, but I do believe you have the right to come here and say it. And I don't want, with your being treated today, to discourage other members of the public from coming forward. You don't attack the people who come on behalf of nominees, and I don't think that we should attack the people who come to oppose nominees. With respect to the anti-SLAPP statute preventing perjury charges, what case is that a case?
It is a case. I can't remember the name of the case off the top of my head. It may have been McLaren was one of the parties. But there was a case, and it's well known among people who are subject to these false allegations that if they go through the whole process of appeal, that when it gets to the SJC will say, this is under the SLAPP, you cannot bring this to anti-SLAPP.
Regarding the 1,100 or so, I think I was going to read you restraining orders that were issued out of the Dorchester District Court, and was that her court? Was that under Judge Hanlon?
2008.
Or under all the judges in?
It's just from the website. It's just the Dorchester Court.
Okay, all right. So the other thing that I wanted to say is, did you see how many were applied for versus how many were issued?
No, I don't have that information.
Okay.
But these are active cases. So I assume that they're all active.
That information is not available.
Okay.
You cannot go. It's been legislated. We used to do it. We used to go and do research in the courts, but the legislature quickly passed a law to prevent us from getting those numbers.
Okay. So just to be safe, because I don't want that information. I understand the third highest issuance of restraining orders in the state basically is what you said. According to the research that you found, I'm not holding you to it, but I just don't want that number to be misunderstood. It may be the third highest in the state, but it could have been 100,000 restraining orders applied for in Dorchester District Court. And they could have been 1,101. And they all could have been in Judge Hanlon's court, or none of them could have been.
I only said the information I had. But my point in saying is that with the population of about 85,000, 90,000, there were other cities, sprinkled below, that had more, but not much more. And so compared to the population, it seemed to be a very high number of people.
Right, except that it is Dorchester, and the violence level in the inner city of Dorchester is, you have to factor that in. Sure,
I don't think Lowell is
considered. I think there are probably more murders in Boston than there are in Lowell.
I don't know.
I would think there were probably more. Or in Springfield. And just so that I'm clear, with respect to the organized effort against Judge Hanlon's appointment today, is it my understanding that you believe that she's kind of a policy maker with regards to the Violence Against Women Act, a policy maker with regards to she a leader in this field? Do you see her as a poster child for this movement of what is wrong with the 209 order system? Is that why you're here?
Yes, exactly.
Specifically for her?
Yes.
Just to make sure that, you know, in the future, you know, and I think what, just as, you know, my 2 cents, your comments in general as a group are probably going to be more valuable when you come forward specifically about a specific person like you have today, as opposed to, I believe the last time you came, you didn't have anything specific to say about the nominee. It was more of a general idea of if this particular, I think somebody's already pointed out, because you worked in the domestic violence unit of a district attorney's office, therefore, you believe that she's part of this overarching problem.
Well, there was more than that. She was also part of the domestic violence. She was a leader of the domestic violence task force in Western Massachusetts.
Okay.
So there was more than just being in the court. There was also the extra judicial activity.
Okay, so both Judge Hanlon and the other nominee we're talking about, which I believe is it Laurie MacLeod?
Yes.
Is that the other nominee? Both of them held themselves out in this field.
As proponents of the domestic violence regime.
As it is. I understand. Okay, thanks very much, Councilor.
Thank you very much. You know,
Wait, no question.
okay,
Just
one second, we go.
Okay, wait a second.
Quick question. When you sit down, not right now, I know you have the list with you. Could I just see what all of them in the best way for too?
Sure. Yeah, I have both states.
Before we get to Councilor Devaney, do you have any questions?
I did.
Okay, well, do you still have it?
First of all, I empathize with your group, and Councilor Manning's not here, but I did want to make a point of information that we did have a speaker that had specific comments to the nominee. I take this all in consideration, believe me, because I am concerned, and I don't think there's anyone here that hasn't seen a man that has been unfairly treated. And that's not to say that men go bad or even murder. And one of the reasons I'm here, that I ran to this office, was that I had a friend that was murdered and was battered and a number of times in the court. But I know the other side, and I know I have a friend right now who's a friend of mine and my late husband, and wonderful father, wonderful husband, and his wife found the boyfriend, and so he has no chance of getting custody of the boys. And he's a wonderful man, wonderful person. So I understand, and I know that women lie, and they're not all truthful. Men are not all truthful. And so I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, going to go to, to point to different trials. But I will say that, I want to apologize for how you've been treated here, because it is disrespectful, and I welcome anyone from the public to speak for or against, because that's what a democracy is about. And the previous speaker said that there are people that will not come before us. They're elected. They're afraid. And this is a sample of why. So I want to apologize for that. And I will take everything in consideration. Councilor Manning, who stepped out, I want to say as a point of information, before you came, we had a speaker who talked directly about his experience before our nominee.
How much?
Okay. So I will take it all into consideration. And I welcome everyone for and against, and I hope this will not be continuing in disrespect of people who don't agree with opinions of the council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next, I'm going to hear from Lawrence Watson, and I just want everyone to understand that the Lieutenant Governor may come in at any moment. At that point, we will recess, and you folks can all stay in the room. We should resume, and once we do recess, we should resume the hearing, I'd say approximately 15 minutes later. So you're all welcome to stay here for the hearing. Thank you, and I'm sorry I took so long. Mr. Watson.
Okay, I've come to in opposition of the appointment of Sydney Hanlon to the appeals court. Many things I'll say will report what Mr. Patterson said. This is from personal experience from more than